Okay, here are some examples of some word problems that are similar to the ones that you're going to see in your assignment this week. If John completed a 780-mile trip in 12 hours, what was his average rate of speed? Well, the first thing we always do is write down what we're trying to find. And in this case, it's the average speed. Oftentimes, you'll find that the thing that we're trying to find here is what we're going to let our variable equal. So let's I'm going to let R equal the speed, because R is sometimes a word for rate, and I don't like to use S as a variable, but you can pick whatever you want for a variable. Okay, so now for this particular problem, you need to remember that distance equals rate times time. So our distance is 780. Our time is 12 hours, and we don't know R, so I'm going to leave that as my variable. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this as 780 equals 12 times R, because that's the proper way to write it in algebra. And then I always like to have the variable on the left, so I'm just going to swap these sides out, which is all right to do as well. Now I just divide both sides by 12, and I'm going to find out that R equals 65. Okay, we're going to circle that, write our little number 4, and what was R? Well, R was the speed or the rate at which this guy was traveling. So in my concluding sentence, I'm going to put 3 dots that stand for the word therefore. Therefore, John's speed was 65 miles per hour. Okay, here's the next one. A bakery sells cookies for $6 per box. Sam bought 45 cookies for $18. How many cookies were in each box? So let's write our find statement. So we're going to find the number of cookies per box. Okay, step number 2, let's let X equal the number of cookies per box. Okay, now, before I can get much further, I need to think about this a little bit. How many boxes were there? So I'm going to go over to the side, and the number of boxes, to figure that out, I would have to take $18 and find out how many $6 will go into that, which would be 3. So that means there were 3 boxes. So that's an important part of what I'm going to need here, because if they were $6 a box and it cost me $18, well, that means there must have been 3 boxes. So now once I know how many boxes there were, if I take the number of boxes times the number of cookies in each box, I should come up with a total of 45 cookies. And to solve that, I just divide by 3, and I get X equals 15, which means there are 15 cookies in each box. This is my step 4, and step 5 is my conclusion. Therefore, there are 15 cookies in each box. Okay, here's the next one. John returned a light fixture to the store in exchange for a $63 light fixture and 4 gallons of paint at $24 each. He had to pay $119. How much had he paid for the first light fixture? Well, let's take a look at our information here. He had this light fixture, and he went back and he returned it, and he got a $63 light fixture plus 4 gallons of paint that were $24 each. Now the question is, what do we do with this $119? So what that means is he took the light fixture back, and in its place he bought this other stuff, but he had to pay more money because the light fixture wasn't worth everything that he got in exchange. So let's just start with this. Let's write down what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the price of the first light. Okay, so let's use P. Let P equal the price of the first light. And actually it's a light fixture. So there's my P. So what does that mean? Let's take a look at, we're trying to get two quantities equal. We need an equation. So let's think about what happened. So he took this light back, and then he ended up paying $63 plus 4 gallons of paint that are $24 each. So that's 4 times $24. Okay, so that's what he purchased, and he didn't have enough money with just the exchange. He had to pay another $119. So if I wanted to make the two quantities equal, I would have to take the original price of that first light and add that $119, and then he would have enough to buy this stuff. Just the price of the light that he took back wasn't enough to buy all of this. He needed the refund plus another $119. So let's solve this. Over on the left, I've got 63 plus 4 times 24, which is 96. And on the right side, I have P plus 119. Okay, I know that I can add these two together, and that's going to give me 159 equals P plus 119. And like I've said before, I like the variable on the left, so I'm just going to swap the sides. I can always do that. Now what I'm solving for is P, so I need to get rid of this 119. So I'm going to subtract that from both sides. Minus 119, minus 119. And what I end up with is P equals 40. So I'm going to circle that, put my little step 4, and then write my conclusion. So step 5, therefore, the first light fixture was $40. Okay, here's the last one. Sue spent $160 for 3 loads of mulch at $20 per load, $44 worth of flowers, and 7 matching flower pots. Find the cost of each flower pot. So my step 1 is my find. We are looking for the cost of each flower pot. I'm just going to call that X. So I'm going to let X equal the cost of each flower pot. All right, so it looks like the total spent was $160. And where did that come from? It came from 3 loads of mulch at $20 per load, $45 worth of flowers, and 7 matching flower pots. So I should be able to take 160 equals, and let's calculate all of the things that we have in blue there. We have 3 loads of mulch. Each one of those was $20. Plus we had a $44 worth of flowers. Plus we had the pots. Okay, I'm going to erase that in a second, but let's just kind of think through that. Here's the mulch, here's the flowers, and then however much money we spent on the pots. Now I'm going to erase that because we know that there are 7 pots. So if I take 7 times the cost of each pot, that will be the total cost of the flower pots. So there's my equation. All we need to do is solve it. I have 160 equals 60 plus 44 plus 7x. I'm going to add these two numbers together and get 104. And I like to put the left side with the variable, so I'm going to swap the sides. Now I need to subtract 104 from both sides because I'm trying to get this alone. So when I do that subtraction, I get 7x equals 56. Divide by 7, and it looks like x equals 8. So I'm going to circle that, put my little step 4, and then up here, my step 5 is going to say, therefore, each flower pot costs $8.